description of meeting, most students ask what Jinnah wanted. Like after creation of Pakistan, like he didn't ever use the word secular in his speeches. So
That's right.
why
So,
didn't he become part of Constitution Committee, or why didn't he took part in Constitution making? And you talked about cabinet mission, and many say that cabinet mission implied the creation of Pakistan, and we could have taken full Punjab and Bengal. What is your take on it?
well, first of all, 11th August speech, I say, is the only speech of its kind. There is Shakespeare who once said, one swallow does not make a summer. Swallow is, this bird which from Africa during summer comes to England and then goes back during winter. But another way of saying it is, one sunny day doesn't make a summer. This is more popular. You will all understand. This is the only speech. On the 14th of August, when actually the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan was inaugurated, Mountbatten got up and said, well, you have your own nation, your own state, and you have had great Muslim statesmen and leaders like Emperor Akbar. Jinnah Sahab gets up and says, no, well, Akbar is all right, but the real inspiration is Prophet Muhammad, and I quote him, who first defeated the Jews and Christians and then treated them in an exemplary, good manner. So the connection to the state of Medina and the Holy Prophet is brought back by Jinnah. Then he writes a letter to the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, Ikhwan-e-Muslimin, Hassan al-Banna, and I've quoted that letter as well, saying that please send some Islamic scholar who should come here and tell us how can we make Pakistan a truly Islamic state. Third, the only department Jinnah Sahab created on his own was the Islamic Reconstruction Institute in Punjab, which was to advise Pakistan on how to have an Islamic state, an Islamic economy, and Islamic educational system. Finally, two more instances. On the 25th of January 1948, he addressed the Karachi Bar Association. Bar Association is the association of lawyers, where he says irritatedly, I am all the time being asked, what will be the constitution of Pakistan? And he says, the constitution of Pakistan was given 1300 years ago. It will be democratic and Islamic and so on. He says this. Then I think the last public function he attended was either June or July 1948 before Ziyarat, and then he fell very ill. At the inauguration of the State Bank of Pakistan, he says, we don't want capitalism, we don't want socialism, we want an Islamic system. So you tell us what will be an Islamic economy. So as far as Jinnah Sahab is concerned, I think if at all you can associate any vision with him, it will be some sort of a Muslim state which is democratic and Islamic at the same time. That's so very difficult to define constitutionally. But that's what his idea was. He used Islamic fundamentalist arguments also. I've quoted him in September 1945 in Karachi saying that all Muslims are advised to read the Quran because the Quran guides us in all sectors of life: political, international law, constitution, economy, and that is our constitution. So these are very fundamentalist positions, and he gave a free hand to the ulama, in Punjab and in frontier and Sindh to preach Pakistan as a true Islamic state based on the Sharia. So I would say there are as many visions of Jinnah about Pakistan as there are people who remember what he said. He said different things. And historian Yaqub Bangash, if you are all familiar with him, I'm sure you have met him. He told me that he met Sahibzada Yaqub Ali Khan, Pakistan's foreign minister for a long time, who told him that about 8 months after Pakistan came into being, he, Sahibzada Sahab, and Sayyid Ahsan. Ahsan was in the Navy and Sahibzada Sahab was in the army. They were aides of the Governor General. They said, we went to Jinnah Sahab and said, sir, what is happening? Every day we find from India something developing on the constitution, but nothing has happened on the constitution of Pakistan. And he says, and I've quoted, look, boys, I have been making different promises to different types of Pakistanis. So this problem will only be sorted out by the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. So he transferred that to the Constitutional Assembly. And then, we need another discussion on why Pakistan could never come up with a constitution which would remain from the beginning as the Indians have done. What's the problem?
Yes.
So about now cabinet mission plan. The cabinet mission plan was not acceptable to the Indian National Congress, not so much because of this, but it also included that the 571 princely states would surrender only foreign affairs and defense and nothing else. And if you want to have a democracy, one man, one vote, whatever, as the Congress wanted, the princely states could simply say, no, that's not part of the bargain. That was one. Then every 10 years, if such a union could be dissolved, why would you want a state which from the beginning is ridden with this precarious nature of being broken up? So then the Congress went for a state which they could manage. And that's what has happened. Simple as that. Suppose Punjab and Bengal had remained, and so what? What would have happened? The percentage of Muslims was only 25% in 1947. Most seats in the provinces or in the Central Assembly would still have been Hindus. I mean, this is a myth people throw around without looking at the figures.